Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine. Mario! 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 There you go. Just don't sleep on the job here. You gotta stay with me there. Anyway, so in the last episode, we entered Bianca Hills, the very first course. We got a few Shine Sprites. And we also met up with Petey Piranha to defeat him too. And in this episode, we have episode 5, Petey Piranha Strikes Again. Or Strikes Back, I think it said it was. Oh, Strikes Back, okay. Oh, jeez, he doesn't want to give up there, does he? Oh, so this is his idea of striking back. Just, actually striking by, by just sleeping on the job. Okay, sure, fine. That's your idea then. I guess, apparently, since we kind of started right against him, and so now he's trying to strike back as well. Which actually could very mean that he could actually be the owner of a local plant shop, and he has very bad business too. Because, he treats his employees like shit. He doesn't give them any benefits, no overtime, no healthcare, no 401k, or anything like that either. And there's just absolutely no union. So now he started right against him, and now he's just striking back. And so now this is actually his revenge. And, maybe just hire some scavs here. Okay, no. But, yeah, we can see here, apparently this whole area is all covered in this, more of this goo that looks a lot like chocolate swirls and all that. I mean, swirly chocolate ice cream, or maybe some chocolate syrup or something. I don't know. So yeah, that means we have another boss fight. So basically another rematch against Petey Piranha himself. Only this time it's not in the windmill. It's just in the it's just in the main the big area here. What you want to do is actually, well, a couple ways you can actually come here. You can either sequence break just by using flood, or the intended way is that you want to free this guy right here. And then you want to talk to him, and I do want to show off what he's going to do afterwards. As soon as I get rid of these guys here. Alright, so you talk to him right here, and then he thanks you for saving him. And he, oh god, oh. Jeez, that's a probably throw. Oh yeah, sometimes you'll see some Piantas who will, they're all Chucksters. Oh yes, remember the name, Chucksters. They are Chucksters. But, yeah, sometimes some Chucksters, if you talk to them, then they'll throw Mario up to some higher places they couldn't otherwise reach, so if you ever see them like near some potentially higher area that you could be going to, then you want to talk to them, and then they'll just they'll basically chuck you up there. Well, actually, no, I'm referencing that one enemy from Mario 64, the Chuckyas. And then we have those little piggies right here. That's called Poinks. They are very attracted to flood here. Oh, what's kind of this kind of details there for how much attraction they have here. They'll get right attached to him. And so what you want to do is that you want to just press a little R, and then they'll they'll just blow like a balloon. But they'll keep on coming over to you. And then basically what you want to do is basically go Petey Piranha into starting the fight. And so there we go. So now he's awake. Just tell him to get his ass up, and you're gonna just start the fight. And all that. If you just want to fight, I think just why sleep on all that right here. Alright, and so now we have Petey Piranha round 2, and so, yeah, what you want to do is just, maybe clean up as much as you can, though, because, well, mainly just to get rid of all these goobles. I also wanted to refill the tank. And then, yeah, so now he's at the position right here. So, anyways, so basically this whole fight, well, it's mostly the same as the first one, but there's actually a few new bells and whistles. For one thing, he's actually, he's flying up in the air. So what you want to do is you want to shoot him down just by spraying him with water, and then he'll start plummeting back down, and then that's when you can actually start to fight him. In the meantime, he's going to be spitting out those goop balls right at you. So that's what you want to watch out for. And then once he gets knocked down, he also has another attack where he'll start sending out tornadoes, and they'll just blow you over. They don't really damage you, thankfully. And then after that, that's just it's very much the same fight as how you fought him in well, how you first fought him here. So when he opens his mouth, and then just spray water to him until he gets bloated, and then just he collapses, and then just grab pound on his belly button, and so just be a little process. So yeah, very much the same as how you first fought him, but he just has a few new moves on him. And then after that, then he starts flying up again. So this is actually where things get a little more well, it does get a little more tricky here. And so, yeah, you just have to look around and see where he is, and then that's how you just shoot him down. So, yeah, that's all there is here. The other things you gotta watch out for is that, just the larger amounts of the goop, and also with those goobles that go around. The one actually cool thing about it is that, at least there's more wide open space, because, you're basically, you're actually fighting him all around this whole open field, instead of just inside the windmill. So that's actually one thing going for it, though. But there's also the other buildings, too, that would probably impede your progress as well. Oh, yeah, and make sure you don't get too close to him, because he always tries to whack you with his head. Well, his giant head, rather. But he's going to go do all this again, so anyway, down the hatch. Yeah, it's good water. It's good for you. You got to stay hydrated here. Maybe he doesn't. Well, I guess he doesn't like water. Well, you gotta have water. You're botanical. You're a plant. You gotta have water and sunlight. Well, actually, from what I probably looked up somehow, so Petey Piranha in this game, you know, for what we saw, like how he's defeated, where he got all covered in paint, and then he just goes and melts away and then disintegrates. I think it's implied that that he's actually an artificial being created by Shadow Mario with his paintbrush, and not so much the real thing. So, you know, basically, in other words, and like, despite the fact that this is actually the first game where Petey Piranha was introduced, it's very much implied that, you know, he's actually just like, he's just made of paint, and, you know, not exactly the real thing. So he's actually basically a fake Petey Piranha. But then in all the other appearances of him, then they actually treat him like he's a real thing. So I guess so I guess it could be some kind of a, you know, very much of a good takeaway that, you know, he's just you know, not the real thing. But his other appearances, he actually is, you know, a natural being, you know. So therefore, when we see him again in other, like, you know, spin-off Mario games, then he would definitely be the real Petey Piranha. Oh yes, another thing to watch out for. There's also the other points that are they're over there too. Yeah, like I said, they will keep trying to get attached to Flood's nozzle. So and so that will definitely impede your progress. So this is actually where they can be pretty annoying like that. So you don't want to just blow them away. So it's probably best to just fight Petey Piranha over in this particular area, so that way there you wouldn't really have to deal with it that much though. But this should be the last hit right here. So just square into his mouth one more time, and then do one more ground pound just by pressing the L button. There's also a couple things I didn't get to mention as well when it comes to Mario's moves, but you know, that I'll probably save it for the next mission. But anyways, with that, so now that's Petey Piranha finally down, and yeah, we won't get to see him again until maybe until, like, you know, some sports games, or, you know, or go-kart races and all that. You know, I mean, that's how we see it again. But like I said, probably the real thing though. So anyway, so now we have 6 giant sprites down here. And yes, just like I did with my Let's Play Super Mario 64, I'm actually cutting off those sequences where, you know, where Mario jumps out of the course itself, and then just jumps back in, because, you know, it's the same thing as he did in 64. So that's what I'm doing, just cutting those out, just you know, save some time, because you know, you guys have been seeing that a lot of times, and you probably wouldn't need to. The only ones I'm going to leave on though is the ones where, you know, where we show some new cutscenes and all that, or some new ways and all that, or some different events transpiring. So those are you know, will show up. But everything else I'll just cut off, you know, just like I did with Mario 64. So anyway, so now we have the next episode here, Secret of the Dirty Lake. So keep in mind, guys, that whenever you come across episodes that has the word secret in their names, then that very much means that, you know, that we're going to be going to a secret platforming challenge, or, you know, a secret course is what they call it. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. And by the way, folks, I actually did a few cuts from this and a few attempts here. So basically, you get to that secret cave, or the secret course. There's actually 2 ways here. One is the intended way, where there's some, as you can see here, the whole water is all polluted. You know, it looks a lot like Flint, Michigan. or, you know, to actually to go further, Rusty Bucket Bay. And so, of course, obviously, they will hurt Mario. Oh, and also one thing I do want to talk about, you know, this box here. Open this box here, the gray box. We have a new nozzle. We got the turbo nozzle. Pressing R, and then Mario just go exceedingly fast. And whenever you get some new nozzle upgrades right here, they always replace a hover nozzle. Some of them could be, there's at least 2 of them right here. They could be useful. Oh, guess what? Just when we get to demonstrate, get to show love. Shadow Mario's like, lol, nope. That motherfucker. Well, guess, you know, so much for having to show that off. But yeah, that's what it does. So I do at least want to, you know, get this new nozzle just for the sake of getting the upgrade itself, so that way there I can unlock it. Otherwise, they would just be staying as holographic boxes. So anyway, so for this platform challenge, we have some rotating platforms. The red ones will start rotating around first, and then the blue ones after that. And so we have this cube platform right here. This part right here, I fail quite a bit here, and this is actually where things get a little bit obnoxious here. So once you're on the cube platform itself, it will start to rotate around to different places, and yeah, shit like this could happen. Yep, this is actually my well, I mean, first on-screen death, though, because, I mean, I actually did die off-screen for the other couple parts I cut off here. But, yeah, this is actually what it looks like here for how hard it is. So I had to cut all this off right here. But yeah, it'll try to rotate around, and you want to make sure to just hurry and jump here and watch out for those things here, because they will push you through. So that's what you want to watch out for. So yes, this is actually this is only our second platforming challenge, and this is actually where things get a little harder. And then now this one actually goes in all directions here. So that's what yeah, see, like that. So one thing I am thankful for these platforming challenges is that they will always place these Wonder Mushrooms. They will always respawn every time you lose a life. So that much I am thankful for, because shit like this will happen a lot. You will fall to your death so many times in these platforming challenges, like this for instance. So that's one thing you want to watch out for too. And also, I gotta say, you heard the music whenever you lose a life. And that actually goes to show that apparently this game is mocking you or taunting you, going like, haha, you loser, you died, you suck. Because like, it's supposed to be a remix of the death theme or life loss theme in Super Mario Brothers 1, where at least that game took for Petey. It goes like, oh, sorry about that, better luck next time. But this one, they had some sound effects, you know, some cartoonish sound effects. Go like, haha, you lost. That goes to shows you suck. Yeah, this game is actually mocking you, and whatever. And like I said, since I am of course doing 100% completion, then you'll actually get to see this game's true colors. So yeah, because one thing I do want to talk about that, you know, on the surface, Super Mario Sunshine is, you know, it can be a great game. It can be a lot of fun, if you're actually going after the mandatory shine sprites. Because, you know, I was going through all those, you know, it can be such a breeze. But if you're actually doing 100% completion, like I'm doing right now, then, yeah, that's where this game becomes a completely different game, where he actually shows true dark colors here. So that's what I want to give a fair warning here. But anyway, so we got the shine sprite. That took me quite a lot right here for that platforming challenge. So, you know, the amount of times I fell to my death. In fact, the second portion with the rotating cube was where I died a lot. And so I had to make sure to get as much of the Wonder Mushrooms as I ever could, though, for the sake of getting extra lives. But that took quite a lot for me as well. So yeah, that's actually where things get a lot more obnoxious here. So you really do want to try your best in that one, and especially because, you know, with you know, some of the rule of some Mario's moves, like long jump, for instance. But I'm gonna go and cut myself off right here first, because we have another Shadow Mario mission. So for each course, every 7th episode of the courses will always have the Shadow Mario missions, where you're always gonna be chasing after Shadow Mario. So yeah, just like we did last time, we just had to keep on spraying him with water, and then, you know, that's all she wrote. So just keep chasing after him, and then keep spraying with water until he finally gets knocked down, and then he coughs up the shine sprite. So basically, one thing I do want to talk about is that the main importance for this right here is that oh yeah, see, there he is. See if he's like got him right here. Oh yeah, I remember this for sure. I remember this. I had to do that reference there too, but well, we're not really fighting Birdo. So there's our next shine sprite here. So basically what it is here is that the most important thing about this game is chasing after Shadow Mario, and then that's when you go to the next course here. So because of that, the shine sprites themselves actually become irrelevant. But well, there's going to be a lot more to talk about for that here, because there's plenty of other things I wasn't able to talk about as well. But then here's mission number 8, I'd say it was. Yeah, mission number 8, and this is actually the longest one I had to do as well. This one is red coins in the lake, and yes, folks, you saw right. There are actually not 1, but 2 red coin missions in this course here, because usually in Super Mario 64, there's only just at least 1 red coin mission for each of the course. But in this game, there are 2 of them, and I think that would apply to all the course here. Oh, actually, no, scratch that. There's actually, well, I'd say there's actually 4 red coin missions in total. Well, 2 of them in the overworld, at least so, but for the other 2, then, well, there's going to be more on that to talk about for the next episode, because in the next episode, we're actually going to be finishing off Bianca Hills. What I'm doing right now is actually just doing the, finishing off the main episodes for Bianca Hills, because this is technically the very last episode mission for this course here, but there's actually a few more shine sprites to get here. Yes, including the 100 coin mission. There's also a couple more that they want to get, but more on that once we actually get to those. So anyway, so let's see. There's actually some other things I do want to talk about here. So, well, actually, to talk more about Mario's moves. So, you know, just going back a bit on the platform challenges. So because of the fact that, since I mentioned that they got rid of the long jump, that also means that Mario can no longer crouch. So, back then, to be able to perform the long jump or the backflips, they can have to crouch and then press A to do either backflips or, and yeah, I was speaking this up because because I was having a hard time trying to get back up there, and because that goddamn Pokey knocked me out. So apparently, Mario will be able to perform backflips by crouching or just by pressing the long jump while moving. But since Mario can no longer crouch, that means he doesn't have those standard backflips, and he can't even he can't do long jumps anymore because even with pressing the L button, then all it does is actually reset the camera, which is actually helpful in a way though. But yeah, Mario can't crouch anymore. Oh, and also we just got a new nozzle upgrade. So this here is a rocket nozzle. Pressing hold R, then Mario actually gets some greater height to higher places. Now, once you're in the water though, you can't even blast up over here, but here's actually a good trick you can actually do while you're in the water. So what you want to do is that, well, actually, first I'm just going to go ahead and blast up to from the lily pad. But I do know this one trick you can do. So what you want to do is that if you press R, and then if you immediately jump out of the water before it activates, before it launches up to jump out of the water, then you'll be able to use the rocket nozzle. So yeah, that's actually one trick that I came up with. Well, maybe other people did though, but this is actually one thing I've actually learned that you can do, just by pressing the jump out of the water just before the rocket nozzle reaches up to the peak, and then that's how you can actually be able to use the rocket nozzle out of the water. So yeah, there's that little one trick that you can do for this right here. So it's actually good to take advantage of this here. And so, yeah, basically what it is, despite the fact that the name is actually a bit of a misnomer here, where it says red coins on the lake, but there's actually, just a few red coins on the lake itself, but there's other ones that are up in the air. So yeah, I'm actually just exploring around and, seeing there's actually no red coins around. So, because of that, yeah, I'm going to speed this up again because, well, I didn't want to waste any more time here, so... but yeah, that's actually all I wanted to say about, with how Mario can no longer crouch in this game. Because, I guess it's mainly because of FLUDD, though, because, since there's, a lot of new moves that Mario can do, and, he does have a lot of better jumps in this game compared to 64, where you can actually just take advantage of, then just by using FLUDD as well, especially with the hover nozzle, then there's a lot of ways to go about it, too. So at least, there's that going for it. But especially if you're doing those platforming challenges, and, if you're having to do those in your first visit without FLUDD, that actually really does make you miss the long jump, or having to do Mario's standard backflip as well. So yeah, that's actually where things get a little more tedious. Well, especially the later secret courses actually do get really obnoxious. But yeah, that's actually one thing I do when I do just want to get out of the way. So thankfully though, Galaxy actually does bring those moves back, so Mario can actually be able to crouch again, do the backflips, and also they bring back the long jump. And that's why Galaxy is better though. Honestly, I love Galaxy. That's why I'm actually looking forward to it here. What I'm doing right now, though, is I'm actually going back up to the windmill to get my hover nozzle back because, yeah, I think I'd rather just go back to using the hover nozzle than the rocket nozzle. But yeah, those are the other two nozzle upgrades you can get. So yeah, just the turbo nozzle, which actually, what that also does, though, it actually allows Mario to skim across the water. Yeah, basically giving him some the powers of Jesus, and then and just be able to run on the water like that. But Mario goes super fast, so it's actually definitely one of the best nozzles out there too. The rocket nozzle is pretty good at itself as well, but, but sometimes, it can be hard to see exactly where you're going, so I'd rather just continue to use the hover nozzle because, yeah, like I said, those nozzle upgrades you get, they will replace the hover nozzle. And so you actually still keep well, basically the standard nozzle where, basically using it as a projectile, but, yeah, all the ones just replace the hover nozzle. And unfortunately, yeah, you can only carry one of those at a time, in place of that. So you can't really do more than two of the nozzle modes. And I did not mean to do that there. But yeah, you can't really do more than two, unfortunately. So yeah, you only just pick one or the other. So that's one thing that's kind of disappointing about it here. So and yeah, you actually just saw the game was chugging here. Yeah, look at that nice less than 30 FPS that goes here. Oh yeah, these assholes. Yeah, those Gustos, I think they're called? Yeah, I can't remember. But these guys always give me a hard time, too, so... Oh, and also, yeah, if you ever see all these X paints or all the graffiti you see around here, yeah, those will contain blue coins. Now, I do want to get this out of the way, for the blue coins. And also, oh god, I hate to tell you this, guys, but As you can see here, when you see me collecting the red coins, you see that my coin counter did not go up. That's because, unlike with Super Mario 64, the red coins no longer count as you collecting the coins. And same with the blue coins as well. So this is actually another one of those examples of how much worse the 100 coin missions have actually gotten. So, yeah, because you remember back in Mario 64 where, like, even if you collect the red coins and the blue coins, they actually still count to your overall coin score. So, like, you know, with red coins giving you 2 coins, and then the blue ones give you 5 coins. Well, guess what? This game no longer does that now. So, you know, just getting the red coins no longer counts, because, you know, only the yellow coins do, which are worth just 1 coin each. So, yeah, this is actually where the 100 coin missions are so much worse than in Mario 64 with that, plus the fact that, you know, that some of the missions are outright impossible to get all 100 coins. So, only specific missions will actually, oh, God! Motherfucker! Ugh. Yeah, I hate those guys so much. They are very accurate, but they're only, like, you know, specific missions where they'll just, you know, where you can only get 100 coin missions. So, yeah, that's how much worse they've gotten here, too. So, I'm sorry to say, folks. But I do want to bring this up here that, you know, those blue coins, I'm actually deliberately ignoring them right now, though, because those blue coins are the absolute worst part of Super Mario Sunshine, and I'm actually just going to save the worst for last. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through all the courses first, and then after I do all that, get all the shine sprites first, then do the blue coins, because holy shit. Ugh. Once I actually do those, then yeah, I'll see here. But yeah, some of them will be hidden by that graffiti too, so... also, one more thing I do want to bring up before I end all this video. So, as you can see, you're gonna probably see how the video quality is not that great as well. You can also see some of the frame rates, and you must be wondering that, you know, if you guys saw that Super Mario Sunshine is actually on the NSO right now, and why I'm actually not doing it. That's because as of now, Nintendo has still, and I emphasize still, not released Super Mario Sunshine in the NSO. You know, just like with Luigi's Mansion. So. Just like with that game, I'm having to do a Let's Play on my actual GameCube console. So, yeah, that's why the quality isn't really that great right now, and, yeah, and I do want to apologize. So, that's, you know, the only thing I have to do. I don't even have the 3D All-Stars version, though, because I wasn't really interested, because, well, for reasons, though, so... But anyway, so that's the end of this video. So, anyways, next time on Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine, we are going to... Well, we're going to go back to Bianco Hills once again, because there's the rest of the shine sprites we need to get. So, until next time, I'll see you guys later.